That's basically what the decision is, where you will be saying right now whether or not you're going to be hanging up the cleats, putting the gloves on, and trying to fulfill your journey of being a pro boxer, or will you play your final guaranteed year of high school football, your final year where you'll ever have a guaranteed time to put the cleats on, go out, run through the tunnel, be played on the Jumbotron, score a touchdown, all of that. So Elijah, what is the decision? Hey guys, this is Levi Perez, episode 20 of Ride Along. It started with episode 1 with Santana Stevenson. I'm now here with Elijah Stevenson. So Elijah, give us a little rundown about yourself.
My name's Elijah. I play football, I box. Obviously play at Manteca High. Just finished my junior season out. And yeah.
So Elijah, this was your first year playing on varsity at Manteca High. Take us briefly through the season of how it went. You're a running back in DB for Manteca High. How is it playing for a run-heavy school?
It was solid. It was cool, but like I didn't play as much as I expected to, but I'm not really worried. I played DB like a little bit coming in, but like not really a lot. I just wasn't feeling it at first. They wanted me to. I didn't really want to, but. Played running back, like, first 3 games I didn't really play, but then I started playing a little bit more. I was scoring, have like 8, 9 touchdown season. Nico got hurt, I stepped up, balled out, then right back to the sideline when he got back, but nah.
So playing under Varnum, how was that? The first time that you got to play under Varnum this year, him being the coach, and then some of the decisions that he made with your minutes in the game.
Varnum is a great guy. Like since JV last year, that's been my dog. Like I don't even know what it is about V, but I just have like a different type of respect for him. It's like me when I was supposed to move back to Mississippi with my mom's, and he was on my side trying to help get me to stay back out here and things like that. But with the decisions he made on the field, he's a head coach. That's what you got to do. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Whatever you think's best for the team, that's what you got to do. So I ain't gonna argue about it. He did what he did.
So speaking of decisions, later at the end of this video, there's a lot of questions in the air of whether or not you're going to be playing here next year. Not that you're going to be leaving the school, but just whether you will be hanging the cleats up and taking the pads off, or are you going to put the pads back on and play your final guaranteed year of football. You'll answer that later in the video. But before that, we're going to talk about your main sport, your first love, your main passion, boxing. So take us through how you got into boxing and how you are as a boxer now.
So boxing has always been in my family. It's like when I first started, I just clicked. I was just automatically good. It was just like something like you just start doing, and it didn't take long for me to pick it up. But it's like my dad boxed, my uncles boxed, my great uncles boxed. They're all amateurs. My uncle, he was forced to box when he was younger, so it's not something he chose to do, so he quit. But obviously, he tells me all the time, don't make the same mistake he made, because he chose to be outside and in the streets instead of being smart of what he was good at. You know what I mean? But every time I get in the gym, he's there helping me out. I've been boxing since I learned how at 8, 9, but I started taking it serious around 12, 13 years old. You know what I mean? But yeah.
So going through that and getting to train with your family, getting to train with all of people that you're close with, how has your fights been so far? How many fights have you been, and what's your record?
I have 3 fights. I'm 3-0, 1 knockout. Yeah, I fight with I don't fight with my uncle anymore. Since middle of football season, he texted me and told me he was gonna stop coaching. I don't really know why, but he just let me know that he was gonna stop. So now I'm with one of his friends, my dog coach Danny. He still get me right, but yeah, we working still.
So in the 3 fights that you've had and the 1 knockout, what kind of feeling was it when you knocked that guy out?
Well, it was it's like when you box, a knockout can't be something you just go into the fight looking for. You know what I mean? You just gotta let it come, and if it's there, it's there. And my uncle and my coach Danny always tell me at the gym, because I hit the water bag and I sit, boom, and I throw overhand left all the time. Like I just hit their whole round, overhand left. And I was like, I don't hit like a regular 16-year-old does, you know. And not every 16-year-old is gonna be able to take power like this. So like after I hit him, boom, I'll just look. I'm like, I look at my dad, I look at my uncle. I'm like, oh yeah, this fight's over with. Like it's over with. He got back up and I just finished it right there.
So with that sort of training that you do and all of that, how was your family's reaction when you got your first win?
My first win, it was my dad, my aunt, and obviously my uncles were there. My mom, she's in Mississippi, but she was watching through the phone, and you know, they were more excited than I was. It's like I expected to win. You know what I mean? It's not like being cocky. I didn't go in cocky, but I went in like knowing my strengths and what I was good at. So I was like, whatever, I don't care what he know how to do, because I know what I can do, you know what I mean? So I won the fight, obviously, and my dad was hyped, my uncles, my mom, you know, it was just lit.
So Elijah, your backstory, getting into the sports that you do now and the person that you are now, very well known. Tell us a little bit about your backstory. You brought up Mississippi a few times. Take us through how you got to the point you're at now.
So I played football since I was like 5 years old, but when I first started, like my first year, I hated it. But my older brother, 6 years apart, he was always like good. So I was like, you know, obviously what he did, I wanted to do. I wanted to be like my bigger brother, you know what I mean? But I quit my first year, came back my second one, and I just played ever since. And you know, I played football since about, I'd just say 6, because I quit at 5. Boxing's about 8. And I played football around, like, played for Lodi Flames, played for Modesto Raiders, Central Valley Ducks, you know, I played all over. But, you know, then boxing came in. I was still playing football but not getting fights. You know, I was just playing football, and I'd just like box every once in a while. And then like as I got older and, you know, smarter, then I started to realize like boxing's probably gonna be one of those things that I wanna do after, you know what I mean? And then, cause I used to wanna like be a D1 football player. Like that's what I used to want to do. And then I was like, cause I'm good at football, I can ball, but I was like, boxing's like what I want to do in the long run. You know what I mean? So I chose that, and around like 8th grade is when I started realizing like I was like actually good. But then I got in trouble 8th grade year, got kicked out of school. My mom made me move to Mississippi.
Wait, what did you get in trouble for?
So I was like, it wasn't like just one thing that got me kicked out. I was getting in trouble the whole year. It was just like I was always in trouble. I just couldn't stay out of trouble. It's just always something. Everybody knew me. You know, it was just like, not even like, I'm not trying to sound corny or anything, but like, that was my school. Like everywhere I went, like everybody just like knew me, bro, all around there. So it was like I was always into something. I was always just no matter what happened, it always led back to Elijah. And then like I'm coming out of class one day, me and my cousin, and then they come like, oh, somebody just jumped Jaden in the class, and I'm like, what? So then me and my cousin like were looking for the kids that just jumped Jaden, supposedly, and because Jaden was like brother, you know, but I'm looking for the kid that just jumped Jaden. We see him in the soccer fields, we start going. But then this campus monitor named Mr. Jacob, he was new, he was young, and he was hella cool. So he's like, hey bro, I'm already knowing, so don't even go over there. You know, just like exit yourself from that situation. If you see him after school, then so be it. So I just left it alone, and I get called up to the office later that day, and then like an hour later, and then they're like, so we were told that you were harassing the kids or whatever, and I was like, I was never even next to him. I'm like, if I would have got there, then I would understand it, but I was not. I was, you know, he was a whole football field away from me, but then they were like saying I was harassing the kid or whatever, and like that I've been getting in trouble all year and that they couldn't have me no more. So I called my mom, and she was like, I'll have your brother come get you, and then that was it. And then I was on like homeschool, and she was like, she told me when she went to Mississippi with my brother, and she was like, if you get in trouble again, you're coming with me. So I just stopped going out, and then I go out to a ride out, with my cousins, fat ride out. We were at my uncle's house, and he had these drunk friends, and they like, you know, came up and pressed me, I guess, because they didn't know me. You know, we got into it with them, me and my cousin. My cousin cracked it off, he socked him, and we just started like fighting basically. And then I tell my dad tells my uncle tells my aunt tells my mom. She was hot, and she calls me one morning. I'm loading into the Zoom call. She says like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, waiting to get in class. And she goes, just crashes out on me like, "Oh, you come with me to Mississippi." I was like, it was bad from there. I went to Mississippi, and I was just like, worst thing ever. Obviously, I like want to stay at my mom's, but Mississippi
wasn't a good spot for you. You
Nah,
didn't enjoy it?
Like, that was like the longest I've had off boxing. Like I was training myself in the backyard. You know, I was ordering things off Amazon and getting in the backyard with myself on, cause like I lived. There was nothing to do out there. There was no gym. But there's boxing gyms everywhere. But like, you know, I lived in the middle of the woods, bro. It was like a video game. I swear, it was nothing. I was next door neighbors with the military base. It was bad. Like.
And then when did you finally come back to Manteca back home?
Like summer freshman year, like summer freshman year. And then at first I was supposed to like alternate years, like freshman year here, out there, sophomore year here, junior there. But then I played my sophomore year out here, JV year, and then boxed a little bit. And my dad was like, "I'm getting full custody." Like, he's like, "Don't tell her, obviously, because she's gonna, you know, be mad." But like, and then it made me cry a little bit, like, because I'm like, when I was younger, I lied about everything. Like, as I got older, though, I realized like it's my mom and my pops. I can't just be like lying for no reason. And like, it hurt me to have to not speak up to my mom or tell her. You know what I mean? But you know, things happen for the better, and I think staying out here is gonna be for the better.
So Elijah, we talked about the decision earlier in the video, talking about football, the minutes that you had this year, next year, the role that you may play. But before we talk about that sport, have you ever watched basketball?
Yes, obviously.
And are you aware of the first ever, the real decision of when LeBron left the Cavs and went to the Heat?
Yeah.
So that's basically what the decision is, where you will be saying right now whether or not you're going to be hanging up the cleats, putting the gloves on, and trying to fulfill your journey of being a pro boxer, or will you play your final guaranteed year of high school football, your final year where you'll ever have a guaranteed time to put the cleats on, go out, run through the tunnel, be played on the Jumbotron, score a touchdown, all of that. So Elijah, what is the decision?
Obviously, I love playing with my brothers, bro. Ruben, Eddie, Chavi, they're all gone. You know, we got Owen, Cam. You know, I love playing with my brothers, but football won't be there in the long run. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be in the ring for a long time.
So you will be taking your talents to the ring and playing, and you will not be wearing a Manteca High Buffalo helmet next year.
Cleats are hung up, brother, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, we done with football, but I'm always be a Buffalo, but I love the game, love Coach Barnum, respect him. Respect for him is on a different level, but Cleats gotta get hung up, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So Elijah, you've made the decision. You're leaving the Cavs. You're going to the Heat. You're gonna be going to the ring. You will be a full-time boxer now. We see that you do post on your Instagram of how you're training already, getting in the gym. So I hope and I wish you the best of luck in your boxing career. But this has been episode 20 of Ride Along. This has been Elijah Stevenson. And Elijah, before we head out, is there any last things that you want to say and any people you want to shout out?
Shout out the guys, bro. Shout out the guys. Hey, there's one great guy, Levi Perez. Shout him out, bro. He's a great guy. That's it.
All right, guys. This has been episode 20 of Ride Along, and we are out.